What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. Y'all hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. So, Rich Paul, the agent and close friend, like one of LeBron James' best friends, and he is LeBron's agent as well. He came on Gil's Arena, which is Gilbert Arenas' podcast, right? And so he was explaining why he feel like LeBron James is the greatest basketball player of all time. He talked about the 24/7 news cycle that LeBron has had to deal with over the years, and so on and so forth, and all those type of things, right? Now, why I feel like it wasn't the best argument for LeBron James being the greatest player of all time, y'all know that's my dog, for real, right? Okay, he said what he said, right? And so Steven Jackson has come out, and he spoke out against Rich Paul subliminally, without saying no names, but everybody know who he was talking about, right? He came out talking about the quickest sign of you not being confident in yourself is being a yes man. He accuses Rich Paul of being a yes man for LeBron James, right? He says a yes man is the weakest individual on the planet. Then he makes a separate video talking about, he tired of people always complaining, how you at the top and you still complaining, how you bigger than life and you still so insecure. He talked about certain individuals being prestigious at high levels and, at the top of the hierarchy, right? He didn't say basketball or nothing, but we know who he's talking about, right? How can you be at the top and still be so insecure? All these insecurities. That's how you know some of these people didn't come from struggle, because they always complaining and so on and so forth. So let me just say this. Rich Paul is LeBron James. That's his best friend, right? LeBron put Rich in position to be rich, to be wealthy. Okay, Rich Paul is the biggest agent in basketball. It's not even close. The man's so shrewd. He's so dope of an agent. He got Draymond Green 4 years for $100 million. Draymond averaging like 6 points and 3-4 rebounds a game, and got him $100 million over 4 years. That's how dope Rich Paul is as an agent, right? And like I said, LeBron put Rich in position to get that bread in that bag that he's driving in now. Okay, he gave him the green light. Rich worked his ass off, but LeBron put him in play, right? After LeBron went through years of having went through the system of getting the big time agent, he told Rich, paid for Rich to go ahead and do his thing to be an agent, and Rich is now the dude. That's his best friend. He gonna ride for his brother. He gonna always say his brother that dude, right? I don't think it's about being no yes man. It's just, that's your dude. That's your guy, right? Kiefer Sykes in school, growing up in school in Chicago, that was my best friend. I wasn't dare gonna say another guard was better than him. Fuck that. Okay? And I knew how good my boy Kiefer was. In college, they wanted me to say this guard was better than him. Ryan Boatwright and them. Hell no. Because I felt like if Kiefer was in the same position at UConn, they would have won that. They would have won it all too. Him and Ryan Boatwright the same height, same size. You know what I mean? So he just riding with his boy. But for Steven Jackson to say, oh, you gotta be so insecure if you bigger than life, you still so insecure. Let's talk about insecurities, because he's calling LeBron James and his team and Rich Paul and them insecure. Let's talk about insecurities. Insecure is when you're a grown ass man like Steven Jackson and you gotta go to O Block to go take pictures and videos to show that you in the hood to seem cool to the general public, right? When you gotta get approval, when you gotta get what's the word I'm looking for? You gotta check in with some little ass kids, some little ass boys on 64th and King Drive. When you a grown ass man to try to feel like you finna get a pass, some street pass in Chicago. Let me be very clear. You can go check in whatever hood you want to go to in Chicago. That will not guarantee safety. It may guarantee safety on that block, in that little community, that pocket of town, in that area. But even then, shoot, them boys opposition don't care about, oh, we ain't coming over there. They come over there all the time. And they come in every different hood every time. It's not a diss to O Block. I'm just saying. In any hood, nobody is untouchable, especially in Chicago. Right? So that's insecure when you got to go check in with some little ass boys and put it on camera to make it seem like you such a real one. Being insecure is trying to play tough guy all your life. Right? To go try to be a gang member, having a red bandana tied up in your locker like he's admitted to doing himself. Being a blood and tying a bandana in your locker and shit to try to seem like you super tough and super gangster, right? That's what being insecure is, okay? That's some insecurity for you. That's for real. Trying to be a tough dude like you just the toughest dude in around for all your time. That's insecure. Now we're going to talk about insecurities. Being insecure is when, I hate to say it, y'all gonna get mad at me, but quite frankly, I don't give a fuck. Because they only want to talk about insecurities when it comes to LeBron James. A lot of great players have been insecure. A ton of all-time greats have been insecure, including Michael Jeffrey Jordan, right? The GOAT, Michael Jeffrey Jordan, he's super insecure. He's so insecure, he's not talking to Charles Barkley right now because Charles Barkley admitted that the Charlotte Hornets are a bad team. They're not put together well, they're a bad team. Charles Barkley simply did his job and said they're not playing well, this team is not good, right? Michael Jordan got so mad and so pissed off at that he hasn't spoken to Charles. He hasn't spoken to Charles Barkley because Michael Jordan himself is used to yes men being around him. People that's just gonna say he the greatest thing since sliced bread. People that's just gonna kiss his ass all day long, right? Which a lot of these superstar athletes are accustomed to. But for some reason, when it's LeBron James, it's only him that's so insecure, right? Mike only want people around him that's gonna kiss his ass 24/7. Being insecure is when you're Kobe Bean Bryant, right? And you get mad that the media say you're shooting the ball too much in a series against the Phoenix Suns. And then you stop shooting in the game and allow your team to lose a 3-1 lead over a squad. Because you so mad that the media told the truth and saying you shooting too damn much that you just refuse to shoot at all to make a point to the media. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. You know what I mean? But that's what having insecurity really is. That's what being insecure really is for real. You know? And so, you know, when you talk about people saying, oh, this person insecure, that person insecure, like, bro, a lot of these these great athletes, all-time greats, a lot of them are. Not all of them, but a lot of them are. But I feel like Steven Jackson really got something personal with LeBron for real, because I think LeBron hasn't come on all the smoke or something like that, or I don't know. But he been throwing shots at LeBron for years now. You know what I'm saying? Any type of way, in any type of form. A lot of dudes feel like they're the best at certain stuff or say certain things. Steven Jackson may let it slip and let it go and just let it slide, right? But when it's something with LeBron James and Michael Jordan, he got to come out staunchly in defense of Michael Jordan. I don't know if because he's a Jordan brand guy. I don't know. But yeah, man, like, you know what I mean? It's crazy. But it's the insecurity that come from a lot of these athletes. But when it's LeBron James, it's like, oh, he got a lot of, he acting like a girl. Whoa, whoa. Man, a lot of these dudes, like I said before, are super insecure. Ton of them are super insecure. And it only gonna say, oh, people want to act like, oh, it's LeBron James. He the only insecure one. Bro, for real? For real, dog? Like, that's how we really gonna play it. That's ridiculous to me. That shit is ridiculous. But you know, yeah, Steven Jackson is one person to talk about insecurities, because post up in front of O Block, that ain't gonna make you seem super real to nobody, especially nobody in Chicago, nobody. Like, you can post up in any hood you want to post up in. That don't make you solidified. You just knew the right people. Or they let you come over there because you got a bag. I'm not saying you paid to go over there, but they know you played in the league. They just welcoming you. That don't make you so super official and so, you know, just like you just the most solid person in the world. Steven Jackson's own peers asked him, what the hell was you doing over there? Why the hell you go over there? Steven Jackson talking about, they don't want to talk about how I gave $1,000 in tour. Man, that little ass $1,000 ain't nothing. Them boys cracking cars in them communities. They get more than that little ass $1,000 than what he gave. They took them PPP loans out and got more than that. They got $20,000 3-4 times. So knock it off, Steven Jackson. Peace.